Hi everyone, welcome to our channel Art of Learning Botany. I am Dr. Bijokan Misra, retired Associate Professor in Botany from the Department of Higher Education, Government of Odisha. Today we have a topic, pollen pistil interaction. That is, the choosing the right bridegroom for the plant. The plant chooses the groom itself. You know, in the plant there are two types of marriage. That is autogamy. Gamy means marriage. Auto means self-marriage and allogamy means cross marriage. Two different. In autogamy, the anther, the self-pollination you can say, the self-pollination. So here the pollen gets the male unit. It falls on the stigma of the same flower of the same plant. So it is called autogamy or self-marriage or cross-pollination. Sorry, self-pollination. But in the other side, you'll find that is called the allogamy, marrying with different. So that is found due to cross pollination. The pollens of one flower, the anther, is blown to the or taken to the other, the stigma of the other flower borne by same species. Okay, born in the other plant of the same species. Okay, so this is called cross pollination. You know, if you go for the autogamy or self pollination, there is an inbreeding depression. Repeated self pollination results in inbreeding depression and deterioration of the quality of the offspring. So the offspring will be weak, their vitality will decrease, the vigor will decrease, the productivity will decrease, they will be disease susceptible, their adaptability will decrease. So all these the minus points are there in the repeated autogamy, so self marriage. So generally, so it is kin marriage you can say. So it is a kin marriage. That means within same family you can marry like that. So here in the same plant is marries or the pollination occurs, the offsprings are very weak. But in the other side, in the cross pollination allogamy, you'll find better varieties of offsprings, better quality of the offspring, their adaptability will increase, and their productivity will increase, their disease resistance sometimes, and that is a forward force in evolution. So plant prefers always marrying to another plant of the same species, and therefore our topic, that is the pollen pistil interaction, is a very interesting thing. Now we'll see how the pollen and pistil interact. So you know these two types of marriage now. Now let us go to the other slide. You will see how the cross pollination and the autogamy. Here the left side you find the autogamy and the right side you find the allogamy, the cross pollination. So self pollination and cross pollination. Now next is how the plant is favorable or adapted for the cross pollination or allogamy. So it has developed some structural devices or mechanism, and that is for the outbreeding. So those are called the outbreeding devices. So what are outbreeding devices? So outbreeding devices are the mechanisms or structural developments or some physiological alterations in the plant by which the plant goes to the outbreeding or cross pollination. That is found in the itself in the flower structure of the plant and the plant's nature. The plant must be unisexual. So flower is not unisexual. Plant also must be unisexual. So there must be a male plant and a female plant. That male plant bearing male flowers, staminate flowers, female plant bearing the pistillate flowers. If it bears the same unisexual flower in the same plant, is getonogamy, but it is also a self pollination or autogamy in the genetical sense. So therefore, that is not a perfect cross pollination. So here you'll find the cross pollination means the plant must be different one. So here the unisexuality, the plant must be dioecious. It should not be monoecious. So it must be dioecious. Male house and female house are two different. Now there is another adaptation called heterogamy. Different marriage means the maturity of the anther as well as the pistil occurs at different times. So sometimes anthers mature fast, sometimes the stigma matures fast. So depending on that, their marriage is not harmonious. So therefore they go for the cross pollination or allogamy. Another is hercogamy. So there is a barrier between the male unit and the female unit. Even though mature at same time, even though the flower is bisexual, still then the anther is unable to fertilize the stigma or the egg or fall on the stigma because there is a barrier between a wall between these two. Then comes the other adaptation, that is another outbreeding device or structural development, that is called the heterostyle. The styler dimensions are different from the stamens. Sometimes style is long, stamen is short, sometimes stamen is long, style is short. In last class, in our video lesson 4, we have discussed about the pollination and its types. In that case, in that video, we have discussed how the outbreeding devices help in the cross pollination. That was discussed in detail. So this distyle, there is two types of heterostyle. One is distyle, a long pollen and short stamen, and short style and long style and short stamen, and so long stamen and short style. So that is found in Primula vulgaris. That is the L morph. What is the long style, and what is it called pinnate form, and trombite form is the short style form. Similarly, in tri-style, oxalis species and some other species, you'll find tri-style. The flowers are different. Three flowers types are occur. Long style, medium stamen, short stamen. Medium style, long stamen, short stamen. And short style, long stamen and medium stamen. So they don't match at this similar level, height level. So therefore they go for the cross pollination. In addition to that, there are also some genetic mechanism, the physiological mechanism that controls the helps that the cell pollen grain will not fertilize the same egg. Understand? That means, so they are, even though the flower is bisexual and there is no such outbreeding structural oppositions or barriers, still then the plant, the anther is not able to fertilize the egg of the same flower or the same species, same plant, and therefore it is another device. It is controlled by gene itself. Now let us come to another term, compatibility. So what is a compatibility? You know, the compatibility means acceptance. Suppose you are a friend to each other, A and B are very friends, they are compatible to each other, they match each other, their psychology match, they study, they are very friendly, you can say, or they belong to each other's adjustment or some acceptance. So here in plants also there is compatibility. That means if the pollen of one plant is able to fertilize the egg of another plant, then these two plants are said to compatible, sexually matching. So compatibility is a condition of between the two plants. So A and B, there are two species or two plants, and if the pollen of A fertilize the egg of the B, then we can say A and B are sexually compatible because they are able to marry. Okay. Now, if they don't match or is unable, A pollen grain is unable to fertilize the egg of the bee, then we can say that they are sexually incompatible. The reproduction cannot take between these two species A and B. Now, so this is called compatibility or right choice, you can say. But if A and A are unable to marry, means the pollen of A cannot fertilize the stigma of the A because they belong A and A in same species. In that case, it is called self-incompatibility. Clear? So self-incompatibility is a state of reproductive isolation, you can say, or reproductive mechanism that blocks the anther of the pollen of the the pollen of the anther to fertilize the egg of the same flower or the flower of the same species. So in that case, it is called self-incompatibility. So you just see this one, you'll find what is compatibility and what is self-incompatibility. So compatibility, sexual compatibility is between these between the different species or between the same species, members of the same species. So if between the different species, it is called interspecific incompatibility. Interspecific incompatibility, because two different species. Term is inter. But if it is the same species, it is called intraspecific same self incompatibility. So intraspecific self incompatibility is self incompatibility. Okay. Intraspecific incompatibility is called self incompatibility. So this is a mechanism to prevent the self pollination. It is a mechanism to promote cross pollination. Now, when the plant, the pollens are borne by the different pollinating agents, what happens? Is wind is taking the pollens, or the water is taking, or the different types of pollinator taking the pollen grains of the anther or the flower, and they go freely. They don't have any discrimination that I have taken the pollens from rice plant, so I will first go to the another rice plant to pollinate it. Similarly, wind, it takes the pollen and randomly. So anything comes in the path of wind can get the pollen grains. Similarly, the butterfly can carry the pollen grains of flower and can visit another flower. That may not be same flower. That means the stigma of the flower, female or pistillate flower, receives pollen grains of all types, of its own or of the same species or different species. But how it chooses that this is the right pollen for me, that this will germinate and fertilize my egg. So that is called pollen pistil interaction. Understand? So pollen pistil interaction is a mechanism of selection or rejection of the proper pollen for fertilizing the right egg, its own egg. So that is the mechanism. So stigma, when the pollens they falls on the stigma, now stigma starts selecting that whether this pollen is compatible to me or not to me. So if it is compatible, it accepts. It's not compatible, it rejects. So that is called the pollen pistil interaction. Right? So this is a mechanism of recognition of compatible pollens and rejection of the incompatible or non-compatible pollens. That is called the pollen pistil interaction. I am reminding again, that is called the pollen pistil interaction. And this interaction starts when the pollen falls, from the time it falls on the stigma until it continues till it enters the embryo sac or the female gametophyte. So at every step, the plant selects whether it is right or wrong. It is right pollen or wrong pollen. Suppose there are so many hurdles. It is stigma, it falls on stigma, then stigma. Suppose it surpasses stigma, it may be checked at the styler region. So it may be inhibited at the stigma region. So it is called stigmatic inhibition. It may be inhibited during the germination of the pollen tube, the growth of the pollen tube in the style. It is called styler inhibition. Or it may be inhibited before entering the female gametophyte, or the ovular inhibition or the ovarian inhibition, you can say. So that means the plant checks that the proper gamete should fertilize the egg, right gamete. So therefore choosing a bridegroom, we can say. The egg is choosing, egg is the bride here, and is choosing the gamete, proper gamete is the bridegroom. So that is the due to pollen pistil interaction. Clear? Now let us see how this pollen pistil interaction or self incompatibility occurs. Now you see, this is this diagram. You see this diagram, I am doing it. Now you see, this is the stigma. There are 5 pollen grains here. One is not able to germinate, and so these 3 have germinated short pollen tubes because at the styler level they have been checked. But this the 4th one here, it is coming and just has fertilized, entered in the embryo sac of the female gametophyte. That is the right pollen. So it is a compatible pollen, while the other 4 are incompatible pollen. Right. Now here you can see the diagram here. Now you see this one. So at every step there is acceptance and rejection. Acceptance and rejection. If it is accepted, then it goes to the next step. Otherwise, it is rejected, perish there. So this shows how at every step there is a check for the right pollen grain. The right pollen grain should pass this gate, right? So now we'll go to see how what is the mechanism of and types of self incompatibility, how it is operating, so that the cell pollen is not able to fertilize its own egg, right? Because it will check self pollination or the inbreeding process, right? So there are two types of self incompatibility here. One is heteromorphic, another is homomorphic. Heteromorphic means morphologically different. So distyle, tristyle, they are all heteromorphic. I have already told you about this. So style and dimension morphological they are different. So this is called heterostyle. And heterostyle is heteromorphic type of self incompatibility. And this is also two types, distyle, tristyle already have discussed. So there is clear barrier that in that case. But there is another type called homomorphic SI. SI I say SI short form for the self incompatibility. So heteromorphic SI. So here the flowers are same. There is no barrier. But how it is controlling? So there is a mechanism called the gene mechanism. Here there is S allele mechanism. Now we'll see how this is operating here. Now coming to the mechanism of recognition, so that the pollen is right pollen or a wrong pollen, is a right groom or a wrong groom. So how it is checking? So homomorphic SI are two types. One is the gametophytic SI, GSI, another is sporophytic GSI. Okay, so first let us discuss the gametophytic SI. So in this case, East and Mengelsdorf in 1925, they put forth a gene hypothesis that there is a gene which controls the self-incompatibility in plants. And that gene is called the S allele or S gene. It has so many alleles, S1, S2, S3, S4, S4 like this. And he proposed that, the hypothesis says, if the allele, S allele of the gamete or the pollen grain is same like that of the pistil, then any one of the pistil allele, so it will be rejected. So similar allele reject. That means promotes incompatibility. So rejects the pollen. So those plants which have the same allele, the male plant or the female same allele, S allele, then they are incompatible. The pollen is wrong. And dissimilar alleles promotes, that means they are compatible. So the principle is presence of similar allele in pollen and the style oppose compatibility. That means they are incompatible. Compatibility is determined by the allele of the gamete in GSI. So the gamete of the pollen or the allele in the gamete, they determine whether this is compatible the egg or not. Okay. Now let us say it will be better understood if you see this diagram here. Now see here, these are the pistils of three plants, let us say, and each pistil has the composition S1, S2, S1, S2. So these are the pistils, like the same. This is a pistil of a plant. So having the composition, this sporophytic composition S1, S2. This one same is the same and same. Now it is fertilized. The pollens of another plant is coming. That's the S1, S2. The same pollen, you can say the pollen grains of the same plant coming to this, and there is no fertilization because you see S1 and S2 are same. The pollen contains S1, S2, either S1 or S2, and the style also contains S and S2. Pollen never contains S1, S2 together. It contains haploid, so it contains either S1 or S2. Right. So here you will find S1 and S2. So the S1 is rejected as well as S2 is rejected. So all the pollens of the plant S1, male plant S1, S2 are rejected here. They are not compatible or incompatible, you can say. Now in this case, the middle one, the sporophyte is S1, S2. The alleles are S1, S2. But here is fertilized with the pollens are S1 and S3 type. S1 is rejected. You see these S1, S2, these are the two pollens, S1, S1. They are rejected. They are not completed germination. But here S3 is compatible. Why S3 is compatible? Because there is no S3 in the pistil. That means similar is rejected. So it is called opposing S allele hypothesis. Opposing S allele hypothesis. And you come to this one, S3, S4 is, the pollens are S3 type or S4 type. All are compatible. That means staminate plant having S3, S4 composition is compatible to the pistillate plant having S1, S2 composition. Because there is no similarity of these alleles. Okay. So, and this is the table you can see here from this. This is the same thing here written in the language form. Okay. Now coming to the other form, the sporophytic SI. That means the SSI. Here the same principle but little deviation. Here the S allele is there, but it is controlled by the sporophytic plant. The composition of the pistil. And in this case, the alleles of the pollen, they behave in same way. If one is dominant, the other will behave as the dominant behaves. Suppose S and S2 are the alleles present in pollen and S2 is dominant. So therefore S1 will behave exactly as the S2. The behavior of the S1 and S2 will be same. If S1 is dominant, S2 will behave as S1. Okay, that means whatever the alleles are present in the SSI system in the pollen, they behave same as one type only. And it is how it is rejected. Let us see the diagram. You'll find, and here you'll find this one. In this case, you see there are three types of pistillate plants. S1, S2 is composition. S1, S3 another composition. S3, S4 is another composition. That means these are three genotypes. This is one plant, this is another plant, this is another plant. Now you see, but there is a male plant having S1 and S2. The pollens are S1 or S2. When it falls on the same S1, S2 plant, it is not compatible because S1, S2 are same and it is present in the pistillate plant. So it is not compatible, right? But here you come to see S1, S2 are two types of pollens here and S1, S3 is here. So again they are not compatible. Why? S1 is there, S1 is there, it is not compatible. Why S2 is not compatible? Because S2 is behaving like S1. So this pistillate plant S1 recognize that, oh, these are two S1s. That he does not know that it is S2 because their properties same here in a SSI system. The pollen behavior is like this. Now come to this S3 and S4 pistillate plant. Here the pollens are S1 or S2, but there is no S1 and S2 in the pistillate plant. Therefore, both are compatible to this. There is no self incompatibility. So S1 and S2 pollens are compatible to the sporophyte male pistillate plant S3, S4. Understand? So this is called complementary S allele hypothesis because S1, S2 in the pollen complement each other. They're same. Or if they are together, they modify the same action. They double it. Okay. So therefore, it is called complementary S allele hypothesis. Now let us see what is the difference between the GSI and SSI. Now GSI or gametophytic self-incompatibility, in this case the pollens are two-celled. You know pollens are two types. One is two-celled pollens in many plants, 70% plants are two-celled and 30% plants are three-celled. So pollens are three-celled. So in GSI system you'll find mostly pollens are two-celled. In SSI system pollens are three-celled. Okay. Now pollens germinate here in GSI system, gametophyte self-incompatibility. Pollen germinate on the stigma, but the tube, the pollen tube that grows in the style, they perish. That is stopped at the styler site. So styler inhibition is prominent in GSI system. But come to SSI, here the stigmatic inhibition. That means pollen will not germinate on the stigma at all. So it's stuck on the first gate. In GSI, it just crosses the first hurdle. In the second gate, it is caught. Okay. Now it is found, the GSI is found in many members of the angiosperm except the Poaceae and Oenothera species. But here it is found mostly in Brassicaceae, the cabbage, cauliflower, sunflower, Linoleum and Linoleum. So this is the occurrence of the GSI and SSI. So 2 cell and 3 cell. Okay. So next is, now we'll find what is the significance of this self-incompatibility. Due to self-incompatibility, plant prefers for outbreeding. So there is a genetic recombination, different combination will occur in the offsprings because it go for the outbreeding. Cross-pollination is promoted. Now it brings reproductive isolation. So due to incompatibility, A will not be A is not compatible to B. That means A and B are reproductively isolated, separated. Just is found, you see, a mango plant cannot fertilize a coconut plant. Why? They are reproductively isolated because of this mechanism. Okay. Now it helps in origin of new races. So due to self-incompatibility, there is outbreeding and some new combination comes and new races are developed. It helped in the rapid evolution of angiosperms. In the past, when the angiosperm developed, new species have evolved, and so you find so many angiospermic plants because of this mechanism. And it is very useful in plant breeding techniques. So this property of the plant helps the plant breeder to utilize them, and they can go for just break the self incompatibility and hybridize with other plant of different species also. So it helps in developing new crops, new hybrids by breaking the self incompatibility. So by understanding this principle, the plant breeding programs have been designed also. So now up to now we know what is self incompatibility, why plants go for self incompatibility, what is the benefit, how many types are there, how it is operating, what are the theories, and what are the outbreeding devices. We have learned this, discussed this thing. Clear? Now let us see and discuss some questions, and be careful and listen and see the questions properly, so you can uh, answer the questions in a better way. Now you see the first one is very easy, of course, but you have to, you see, find out the most appropriate answer from the multiple choices given under each bit. In incompatible plants, two-cell pollens are inhibited mostly. In incompatible plants, two-cell pollens are inhibited mostly on the stigma, in the stigma, or in the ovary. The question is, in incompatible plants, two-cell pollens are inhibited. Two-cell pollens coming from where? GSI system. And that inhibition is at the styler region. So the answer is B, in the style. In incompatible plants, three-cell pollens are inhibited mostly on the stigma. This is SSI system, and this inhibition is on the stigma. I have already discussed in GSI and versus SSI. Now I read the question. The pistillate plant has genotype S2, S3. You see, this is a pistillate plant, female, S2, S3, in a sporophytic self-incompatible system, SSI system. Then which pollen from the donor plant with the genotype S3, S4 is compatible to the plant? You see, S3, S4 in SSI system, SSI system, S3 is same to S4 in behavior. Okay, S3 is same to S4 in the behavior. Now, you see S3, S4. So if S3 is there, it is inhibited. If S4 is there, it is also inhibited. Now see, A is S3, so it is not compatible. S4, it is also not compatible because S3, S4 behaving same. And C, S3 and S4 is not compatible, so answer is none. So D is the answer. Now coming to the other question, fourth, in a gametophyte SI, GSI system, the compatibility is determined by the allele of the pollen. In SSI system is the allele of the pistil. So the answer is A here. Coming to question 5, in a SSI system, the pistillate plant has the allele S allele genotype S2, S3. So the pistillate has S2, S3. This is SSI system. The following are the S allele genotype of a plant, staminate plant, of some staminate plants. Then which staminate plant is compatible with the above pistillate plant? So S1, S2, S1, S2, you see S1, S2 are same. Either S1 will be S2 or S2 will belong S1. So here in this pistillate plant S2 is there. So therefore it is not compatible. Coming to S3, S4. See S3 and S4 are same because this is S3, S4 are same. Why it is same? Because it is a SSI system. Okay. So and S3 is there in the pistillate plant. So therefore it is not compatible. S1, S3, S1 behaves as S3. So it is also not compatible. Now S4, S5, it is not there, so it is compatible. So this S4, S5 staminate plant can fertilize the that type S2, S3 pistillate plant. Okay, so answer is here D. Now next one you'll find. So this is if the pollens are formed from a staminate plant with S allele S2, S3, then write down which type of pollen would fertilize the following pistillate plants. This is same type of question but roundabout way. So following pistillate plant with the given S allele genotype in a GSI system. So system is GSI. Understand? And the alleles of the pistillate plants are given. So which allele of the staminate plant will fertilize? You see, the first pistillate plant is S1, S2. Here S2 is there. So S1, S2, there is no S3, so S3 will fertilize this. Now S3, S4, here S3 is there, so S2 will fertilize this. Here S2, S5, here S2 is there, so S3 will fertilize this. Here S1, S3, here S2, S3, so S2 will fertilize this. Because similar opposes. So in this GSI system, similar oppose. Okay. So this is the answer you have to do in proper way, but understand what is GSI system and what type of pollen is forming. Now coming to the other question, short type. Write down in 2 or 3 lines, 1 or 2 lines, right? What do you mean by outbreeding devices? Outbreeding devices are the structural barriers or structural developments or physiological or genetical adaptations in the plant to oppose self-pollination or promote cross-pollination. These are the outbreeding devices. What is sexual incompatibility? This is the inability of a pollen of a plant to fertilize the egg of another plant or the same plant, leading to seed formation. So that is called sexual incompatibility. And there are two types. One is interspecific, another is intraspecific. Intraspecific is called self-incompatibility. You can write these 3 lines. Pollens of wheat, corn, rice are windborne. Then why don't they fertilize each other? Even though both are windborne, but they are 3 independent species and they are sexually reproductively isolated. Therefore, wheat cannot fertilize corn or corn cannot fertilize rice or rice can fertilize this. Right? So therefore, this is due to the occurrence of sexual incompatibility among the 3 species. They cannot fertilize each other. Why a bisexual flower without any outbreeding devices or structural devices sometimes is not able to fertilize itself? Because there exists the sexual incompatible mechanism at the genetic level or at the physiological level. There may be operating S allele hypothesis there. So even though they are bisexual, they cannot fertilize their own egg. Then what is S allele hypothesis? This is the hypothesis which proposes that the S alleles are responsible for the occurrence of sexual incompatibility. Opposing S alleles, there are 2 types of theories, hypothesis. One is opposing S allele hypothesis, another is complementary S hypothesis. So opposing S hypothesis occurs in gametophytic self-incompatibility system, and the complementary S allele hypothesis occurs in SSI system, sporophytic self-incompatibility system. So you can write this much. So They're all. Now we have discussed the questions. Now you see, we have discussed the topic and the question and how beautiful it is, how the plant is choosing its own bridegroom, and why it's not marrying itself, autogamy, why it's going from the allogamy. So if you like this, you subscribe the video, and we'll be meeting in the next session. Thank you all.